Good morning. I get questions a lot about how do I determine the buyer's closing costs. So I'm going to do a quick recording on that. We're going to look at this property right here. We're going to assume that we're going to make an offer on Copper's Cave. They're asking $319,990. Okay. And if we were making an offer on this, what would the closing cost be for the buyer? Okay. So we're going to assume a couple of things. We have a pre-qual letter. They're putting down 5% conventional at a 6% interest rate. So on reports here, up in the upper left-hand corner of MLS, you can come down to buyer's approximate closing cost, right? So if I click that, it's going to bring me to this page here. I'm going to put this as test person as the name. The street address, we could put that in there. This is 7754 Copper Cave. So 7754 Copper Cave. And we're going to offer what they're asking, which is $319,990. That's going to be the purchase price. We're going to be doing conventional. Down payment is 5%. Mortgage interest rate is 6%. Okay, it's a fixed 30-year first lien. Typical loan. If it was FHA, all I would do is change this to FHA. Down payment would be 3.5%. If it was VA, I would change it to VA, 0% down, and whatever the interest rate is. Okay. So now after I fill this in, I'm going to click right here, calculate loan amount. That's going to give me the loan amount. This is the loan amount after the 5% down. Okay. So as I go down, what's the loan origination fee? Loan origination fees are running anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, give or take. Since this is an estimate, I'm going to estimate on the high side, and I'm going to put $2,000 there. Okay. Notice what happened when I did that. Let's see if I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to put 0.25. That's not enough. So I'm going to put 0.75. And that's going to put me at 2280. I'm just going to put 2280. It's an estimate, right? And I like to estimate a little bit high. Mortgagee's title policy, credit report, appraisal fee. Appraisal fees are somewhere around $600 now. So I'm going to change that to $600. There's all these other doc prep fees and attorney's fees. I'm not going to touch any of those. The title company escrow fee is probably closer to 350 to 400. I'm going to put 400 there. Coming down, I'm not changing anything else. The inspection fees, depending on the size of this house is 2,200 square feet. So I'm going to put this at 350. I think once we get over 3,000 square feet, it might jump up to 400. Processing warehouse survey, I'm going to leave all that the same. Miscellaneous expenses, I'm not going to put anything in there right now. And I'm just going to hit calculate. So what we just calculated was the closing cost estimate of $5,500. Now we need to calculate the prepaids. So first year insurance on a $2,200 house is probably somewhere around $1,600. If you don't know that, ask your broker, but that's a guesstimate. Okay. Insurance escrow, we're going to escrow for 2 months, right? That's typical. They're going to escrow for 2 months. Tax reserve is going to be also for 2 months. And where do I get the taxes from? I'm going to come back over here. And the taxes on the MLS without exemption is $6,195. I'm going to use that number, $6,195. And it's asking what year is that? Well, if I go back to the MLS, it's going to tell us for year 2021. So I'm going to put for year 2021. Okay. Prepaid interest. So that's asking how many days of interest is there going to be. If they're closing on the first day of the month, it's going to be 30 days of interest. If they're closing on the last day of the month, it's going to be 1 day of interest. If we're closing in the middle of the month, it's going to be about 15 days of interest. So I'm going to put 15, assuming we're going to close in the middle. On PMI insurance fee, this is about 0.85, right? And then the PMI reserve is about 2 months. And that's about 0.85 as well. Okay. Actually, on a conventional loan, we're not going to pay an upfront mortgage fee. It's just going to be the monthly fee. So we're going to put that in there. So I'm going to hit calculate. This is on conventional. On FHA, I would put 0.85 there. Actually, I wouldn't do that on FHA either, because they roll it into the loan. It's not going to come out of their pocket. So I'm only going to put the escrow for the PMI or the MIP right here. I'm not going to fill this out because they want to know how much is coming out of their pocket. So I hit calculate. That's 4,241. And now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to calculate all. So when I come down at the bottom, it's going to calculate total for down payment, estimated prepaid items, estimated closing cost. If I add these two together, that's going to be about $9,800. 5564 plus 4241. It's going to be about $9,800. That's how much closing costs and prepaids are going to be, plus their down payment. Their cash out of pocket would be $25,845. Their estimated monthly payment would be $1,822 plus the taxes, insurance, and PMI. $2,686 would be their estimated payment. So from here, what I can do is I can hit print preview. And here from print preview, I can print it or I can email it. I can print it or I can email it. So if I'm writing this offer right now, I've got my pre-qual sheet, 5% down, 6% interest, 30-year fixed conventional loan. That's what I would put on there. If the buyer wanted all of their closing costs to be paid, then I would ask for $9,800. Now, on a conventional loan, the most I can ask for is 3% of the sales price. So you got to ask the lender what that is. 3% of 320 is $9,600. So that's the most I could ask for is $9,600. Right. So that's how you do this. If you need questions on any of the details I just shared with you, please let me know. I hope that was helpful. Again, if you guys have questions, reach out to me. I will talk with y'all soon.